Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley talks to activists in Buena Park about the RNC's effort to protect the vote. Afterwards, he sits down with us for an exclusive interview.
We want to make sure that we have volunteers and attorneys that are there anytime votes are being cast or counted.
Should people trust that their vote is going to be counted fairly in California?
Yeah, and that's why we want to be here. And the thing about California law is it does allow anybody who is interested in serving in that capacity to go serve in that capacity, which I think is really good.
Whatley's comments just days after Dr. Phil aired this interview with former President Trump.
If Jesus came down and was the vote counter, I would win California, okay? In other words, if we had an honest vote counter.
What does that mean?
Well, I think that he feels like California, there are a lot of Republicans and there are a lot of votes here. I think he was probably, a little bit of a stretch.
Trump lost here by close to 5 million votes. Do you have evidence that he actually won this state, that there were 5 million more people that voted for him that weren't counted?
No.
So that claim about Jesus is...
We'll see. And the president can tell stories as at any time. But look, I think the key is that we want to make the point that it is very important for us to have election security protection in place, that we are going to protect the ballot.
There is danger, isn't there, of some people hearing that from the president, thinking, they don't count my vote, it's not fair, and then they don't vote, and then you could lose, right?
Look, that's why we set this program up. That's exactly the conversation that we're having.
One of the main messages here, apply to be a poll worker, that places like Orange County are hiring people to actually count the ballots. Sean Steele is the Republican National Committeeman from California.
Well, the Democrats have been so far ahead of us. They understand this for 100 years, and they like counting ballots. And Republicans are, too busy. They got families, they work, and, they figure that's the government's job. Well, it's our job. It's a people's job.
Many of California's congressional races are tight, according to state GOP Chair Jessica Patterson.
We had Mike Garcia, who won by 333 votes. We cannot win these close elections if we are not only turning out the vote, but protecting the vote.
We do not have a Republican majority in Congress today without these seats in California.
As for the presidential race, Whatley says the framing is simple.
To me, it comes down to strength versus weakness.